Hey everyone, welcome to Jargus Ranger Review. This time we'll be looking at the second episode of Ninja Steel, Forged in Steel. Now this one's a bit difficult to summarize because it kept switching between a lot of things. So I'm gonna try to get through it as best I can. I might skip a few details. But basically our three Rangers from the start of the last episode, no, the start of this episode, end of the last one, already I'm screwing up. They go to Brody's house, which is abandoned, and he's telling about his father, who is called one of the greatest ninja masters, and how he melted down the ninja steel that was surrounding the prism into different ninja stars. And then he hid it, because his brother isn't there either, so Aiden is missing, apparently. But they reassure Brody, saying if he's half as resourceful as him, then he's gonna be alright. And then they dig up a box where the steel was supposed to be. However, it's empty except for a photo covered in dirt. And it's none other than that trophy that Victor Vincent was pointing at in the first episode. So they deduce that it's hidden inside that trophy. Unfortunately, some buzz camera from an intergalactic TV station is watching that. Snow Galvanax knows where to send his subordinates to take it out. Now, at the same time they're dealing with this, who is it? I think it's Calvin and Haley. They, are in the car, just like the last episode, where they had a brief appearance. But they're stopped from seeing a bunch of debris falling down. You know, the same junk that released Brody and Redbot. And when they kick a rock, in the middle of it, turns out, there's Mick. He's A-okay. So he starts to try to explain that he's an alien and his origins, but they don't believe him until our first soldiers of the season. Oh, they're called Kudabots, and I really like how they look. I mean, they're slender, they got this black and blue grid thing, sort of like it clipped her from in space, and those triangle Japanese hats things. I don't know what they're called. But they have a really cool look, and they're wielding spears, too, which is an unusual look for foot soldiers in Power Rangers. So they fight them off while Mick hides it with their only resources, which is just junk lying around. But eventually, they do make their escape. And they hide Mick at the school. They put a jacket on him, he looks like a mechanic, and they take him to shop class. And just in luck, the new teacher did not show up. He could decline the offer. So Mick fulfilled the role quite easily, so they lucked out there. Oh yeah, because his wrist communicator is broken too, so he cannot contact Brody. But a bit of brevity in all this is, right in the middle of the class, right after the principal leaves, we have Victor Vincent, who I swear is like a mix between Season 1 Bulk and freaking Gaston for Beauty and the Beast. That's what I'm getting off him. That's just my vibe so far. He just shows off the paint job on his car. He's like this one of a kind. Fortunately, he runs over the main paint line, the tube running paint, so it starts backing up the machine up. And of course he just leaves the park there while he's showing off to a Mick that's just being quiet, until it just explodes on them, and those two idiots just get that blue paint all over them. The Mick just says, "Now you're three of a kind." He even sounds like a smart-ass teacher right there. So he blends in really well. And it was just by accident, too. But that was a real fun part of the episode. And the only time we see that weirdo. So after everyone leaves, he's working on fixing his communicator. And once he does, he gets in touch with Brody, and they say, yeah, they're all coming to the school. So that's great, because they find the trophy, and inside it they see pieces of the steel. Unfortunately, our first monster of the week, our real monster, not a recycled costume from several seasons ago, attacks him, and his name is Ripper Rat. He looks sort of like a rat, but he has these like chainsaw sickle hands. It just looks really cool. And just to their luck, the prism comes back, this time with 2 of the stars in it. So of course our 2 new characters take him out, and the 5 of them join together to create a whole Power Rangers morph. This time it has with the additions of yellow and white Rangers. And so they start fighting him. Actually, Brody is the one leading the battle. He's actually using the sword because he actually has formal ninja training. unlike the others that are just figuring it out as they go so far. But then they mess with their special stars. Well, would you look at that? They can make weapons too. So we get like arrows, a blade, and a claw. It's really nice looking. And Rhodey finishes them off with a bunch of slashes. Nothing too special there. Oh, that's right, I forgot. Galvanax announced to everyone on his show that whoever can bring him the ninja stars and defeat the Power Rangers will be made a champion just like him. To which has huge applause. So as you can see, our first challenger is down. Well, not yet, because the host of the show comes and gigantifies him. So that's what we're doing to make the monsters big. No more magnet beam. That was fun seeing that. Fortunately for our Rangers, his chainsaws on his end of his arms ain't working right, so that buys him some time. And then Mix tells him to toss the ninja steel, which has some ninja stars in it, into the prism. And so they do that, and what happens is it summons their Zords. Yeah, we have the Robo-Red Zord, which is kind of like Ultraman in its design, but it's just moving fast like one of the Shogun Zords from Season 3 of Mighty Morphin. And then our blue one is a Dragon Zord, not the Dragon Zord that you're thinking of. This one looks like an actual dragon flying around. Yellow's a Nitro Zord, named after his frickin' car of all things, and it looks like a giant one too. Our white is the Kodiak Zord, it's a big dog, and our pink ranger has a Zoom Zord, which is a train. They really gave it away, just having talk about trains all the time that way. Anyway, it's mainly a Brody Zord who does the fighting. Oh, and they control it by sticking their swords down on the sides of it and moving it. And all of them can just throw ninja stars and things at them, which don't do a lot, but they're just moving around. Where Brody, he's going up close and personal, dodging everything, getting some hits in. It's really showing that he's the one with all the skills here. But then they find out they all have blasters, so they just use a bunch of blasts from their Megazords. The big ones, just like simple lasers, and boom, destroys our monster. So, that's it. Now in the aftermath, Brody's saying he only wanted to go back home, find his family, and hide the prism. Well, he's done one of them, but they're all joining him together. So basically all of them are going, yeah, okay, we can fight these and save the world, that's fine, because they were chosen to be Power Rangers. And they're going to set up base in Shop Class, which is now closed thanks to Victor Vincent being a freaking dumbass. But our last moment, apparently one of Galvanax's people, she is the one with the fox mask in front. I didn't catch her name yet. She somehow got the gold one and is hiding it. Who knows? She may take over as a villain. It's been a while since we had a female be the lead villain in a long time. I would not object to seeing that for once. So there we go. Overall, this was okay. I don't think it lives up to Dino Charge. I mean, a lot of the line delivery just seems awkward or a bit stiff. Not so natural for live characters, which is unfortunate because Dino Charge was really good in the way the acting was. This is a step back towards like Samurai in terms of acting. In action, I had to rewatch this episode a few times to follow it because they just said it really quick and then they kept cutting between each Zord's move. So yeah, you don't get a whole lot of introduction or grandiose reveal to the Zords. They just come and they fight and that's it. So I'm hoping they're gonna have me something a little more important, or at least present it that way. So I was really more interested in the actual story going on than I was any of the action. Because the action, I wasn't that too impressed with. It was nice and flashy, but it didn't leave any impact at all with me. So the story has quite a handful of mysteries already. But characters do have room to grow, and the actors can develop their skills, so season will probably get better from here on. And I'm guessing next episode we'll see the first showing of the Megazord. So there's still a lot of hope for this series. But it's not off to a great start, just a pretty good start. So I gave it, I guess, a B-. It does everything it's supposed to, a little bit an average, but still not amazing. Anyway, that's all for this time. Why don't you tell me what you think? I'm Jargus Zero. Thanks for watching. Until next time, let that power protect you.